the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Today, we mourn the loss of Carolina football.
Yeah, Maddie, I think I almost shed a tear watching that game, but you know what they say about the losses, they make the wins that much sweeter.
That they do.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Cameron Ely.
And I'm Madeline Haichu.
From ESPN Countdown to Roy Williams to Michael Jordan, Chapel Hill was packed Monday night for UNC's primetime face-off against Texas Christian University. The Tar Heels came out of the tunnel strong, scoring first with a touchdown by Caleb Hood. TCU responded with a 27-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Dwyer, ending the first quarter 7-7. The Horned Frogs opened the second quarter with a field goal followed by this interception by Bud Clark to run it 25 yards for another touchdown. TCU went on a 41-point run until Max Johnson stepped in and brought some life back to Keenan with a 39-yard pass to get the Heels into scoring position. It would then be the brother connection that brought the Heels their second touchdown. The Horned Frogs scored again in the fourth quarter, being the only team in history to put up 48 points against Bill Belichick and handing him and the Heels their first loss of the season, 48-14.
Things, too many 3-and-outs, too many long plays on defense, and then 2 turnovers. Well, we had 3 turnovers, 2 turnovers, touchdowns. You can't overcome that.
Let's toss it over to Alden's All-Stars to hear more about what went wrong Monday night. Alden?
Yeah, thanks, Cam. To be honest with you, I kind of felt like I was watching a horror movie. First 5-10 minutes, everything's sunshine, dandelions great. And then after that, when the first jump scare comes, it's terrible. That's like when TCU scored their first touchdown. Let's start with the offense, though. What went wrong there? Gio Lopez just did not look ready for the big stage. Here he is. There's a 6-man rush right here. They're going to bring the blitz. They're going to bring the house. If we watch right here, the pocket's collapsing, so he's going to run outside the pocket. Right here, he's only got the ball in one hand. That's a no-no when it comes to football rules. And it's a fumble. They scoop it up. It's a touchdown. That was after his pick 6, so he gave up 2 turnovers, both for touchdowns. Not great. Moving on, though, the defense. Bill Belichick's bread and butter. I would argue it was worse somehow. So here we are, though. TCU's got 4 guys right here, 4 blockers right there. That way outnumbers our 2. I'm a math guy. So we got to put more guys over there. I think we need to pulse check these middle linebackers because they got to shift up way sooner. They're way too late. They don't jump off the ball quick enough. It's an easy first down, terrible defensive coverage. I mean, call a spade a spade. It wasn't good there. And then the last thing I want to touch on here, this matchup down here, Marcus Allen versus their wideout number 7. Josh Hoover exploited it all game long. Marcus Allen played way too far off the ball. He's 10 yards off the ball in man coverage. I don't know what is going on here. It's soft coverage. It's just a little curl. I mean, I come up with these routes in my flag football intramural league. Like, these are not complex routes, but they get 10 yards every time. Easy first down, and we got to make that tackle. I mean, listen, I'm optimistic, though. It was a terrible first game. TCU is a good game, a good team with a Heisman caliber quarterback. Charlotte's not a great team. We should be able to bounce back, so don't sell UNC stock just yet. Cam?
Thanks, Alden. Hopefully they can come up with something before tomorrow night.
Before Kenan Stadium turned into a ghost town, we had some iconic people at the game. I mean, I would be pretty embarrassed if I put on the performance the Heels did with these A-listers in the crowd.
Yeah, Maddie, I would definitely have to agree. You know, I think we have to start with most notable, His Airness, the GOAT, Michael Jordan was in the crowd. I mean, the players literally wear his logo on their jerseys. And sat right next to him, his former assistant coach, the icon, Roy Williams. And that's just the start.
Oh, I know that you saw that concert on the quad. There were so many people there, so much energy. And I mean, Chase Rice, Eric Church, and Petey Pablo there. We really hoped that they could bring the energy, but it just didn't really help.
Oh, but there's more. The legend of women's soccer, Mia Hamm, was also there, and we also had some Hall of Famers, Julius Peppers and Lawrence Taylor there, all to support Chapel Hill, and the Heels just couldn't live up to the hype. Moving into the weekend, the men's soccer team will take on the Red Rivals down the road tonight to kick off ACC play. Riding a 3-game winning streak, the Wolfpack is coming into this ACC opener on fire. State's offense is a force with dynamic players like Donovan Phillip, who scored 3 goals against Wofford last week in a 6-0 win. The Heels are looking to begin ACC play with a win at State.
NC State comes in firing on all cylinders. The question is, What does UNC need to fix that to keep up? For that, it's time for Bowman's Breakdown with Ellie.
Men's soccer has looked like two completely different teams to start the season. At home, the Heels have been rolling, 7 goals and 3 wins, moving the ball with confidence and keeping things tight in the back. But on the road in Charleston, it was a different story. 15 shots and only 1 even tested the keeper. And defensively, they got burned twice in 2 minutes. Okay, we're going to take a look now what happened. So here, the back line completely fell apart. The center backs were far too high and the outside backs were too late to recover, creating a gap where the Cougars could ultimately score their first goal. Now let's take a look offensively. Here we go. So, as you can see, tons of opportunity here and space to create a goal, yet we just can't seem to get it in. Too many instances like this happened during the game and resulted in our loss. Tonight, it's all about execution. We know UNC can create looks. Now it's about putting them in the back of the net. Just as importantly, they can't let the Wolfpack set the tempo. If the Heels stay compact, control possession, and actually put chances away, they'll give themselves a real shot. Cam?
Thank you, Ellie. All eyes on Raleigh tonight as the Heels look to start ACC play strong.
Last night, the 23rd ranked women's soccer team hosted Alabama at Dorrance Field. UNC started off strong thanks to none other than Olivia Thomas, who gave the Heels their first goal of the night with this quick shot from the side. Linda Olmark's smooth assist set up Kate Fossey to drive the ball into the back of the net, extending UNC's lead. Fossey then went on to score again before freshman Bella Davy sealed the deal for the Heels with this unassisted goal from the left. UNC shuts out Alabama 4-0.
I just always know Kate will get to the ball, so I'm not afraid to try tricky passes to get it to her.
With a secured win against Alabama, let's kick it over to Molly Malik to tell us how the reigning national champs are faring on the overall season.
Thank you. Well, rain or shine, our Tar Heels are proving that Dorrance Field is their field. Now, the season hasn't been clear-cut thus far, but we can look back at the statistics and take a deeper dive into what we are seeing. So if we look at the stats, we've had 7 games, and we're going to see that we've had 5 wins so far. We've had 2 losses. But of these wins, they have all been on home turf, while the losses have been away. But something else interesting is happening here, and that's the fact that we're seeing 4+ goals at each of these home game wins, as opposed to our losses, of course. But with that, that means that the Heels are scoring 21-5 on their opponents for the season. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. And I wasn't sure that this was going to keep up in the game last night due to the weather delay and whatnot, but we have some pretty impressive players that were ready to make sure that that could stay true. And that is Olivia Thomas, Kate Fossey, and Bella Devi. And with that, we're seeing that this could be pretty indicative for the season to come. And that's because of plays like these. So we're going to look over here, and we're going to see that we've got Olivia Thomas right there. We're going to have Kate Fossey up here. And Kate Fossey is going to set up the assist. Thomas is going to knock it down. With that, we are just seeing that their chemistry is unbeatable. Of course, Kate Fossey would go on to win two more goals of her own, and she's a proven player. But we're also seeing the freshmen are really making their mark this season, and that's Devi. Right over here, she's going to hit it in, knock it into the back of the net. She's got an epic celebration for herself. Pretty awesome and well-deserved. But if the team can keep the momentum that they had last night, I have complete faith in their ability to face any storm that comes their way this season.
Thanks, Molly. I'm excited to see if the 4+ goal pattern continues.
Now the Tar Heels head to Harrisonburg, Virginia to take on the Dukes for the first fall game in 15 years. The Heels have already scored more than 15 goals. JMU has put in the work during the offseason, tying number 9 ranked Penn State and defeating NC State 3-0. It could be a battle. Kickoff is Sunday at 1 p.m. While these reigning national champions are struggling, Tar Heel Athletics is still celebrating the reigning Lacrosse National Championship. During the first week of class, we debuted the 30 for 30 style documentary, Cashing Receipts, celebrating the championship lacrosse team. Our reporter, Marilee Tu, was there.
On August 19th and 20th, Dr. Charlie Tuggle and his production team debuted the new 30 for 30 style documentary, Cashing Receipts, following the UNC Women's Lacrosse Team 2025 championship season. On the sold-out Tuesday show, family, friends, coaches, and the stars of the women's lacrosse team packed the house, excited to reminisce and honor their historic season. One of those stars is Chloe Humphrey.
Being able to both, experience those emotions with my teammates on the field, and now being able to look around and watch all of what we've accomplished has just been truly incredible.
Chloe and her teammates had an incredible season to look back on as they coasted undefeated, finishing off with the ACC and the national championship win. The path to these triumphs were highlighted in the documentary, from the team happily running in the lake to Sam Forrest scoring her only goal of the season. The players laughed, the coaches reflected, and the fans got a greater glimpse into how UNC won their 52nd national championship and the lacrosse team's 4th.
I think that this documentary captured all of the little moments throughout our season that led up to obviously the big moment of voicing the national championship trophy. So I kind of, watching it just gave me goosebumps.
I'm Marilee Tu, reporting.
I'm looking forward to seeing if we will be making a new documentary for one of our fall teams. Thanks, Marilee.
Along with their national championship, 2 Tar Heels traded in their Carolina blue for red, white, and blue this summer. Assistant coach Marie McCool and freshman Chloe Humphrey represented Team USA at the World Games in China.
This summer, UNC women's lacrosse coach Marie McCool and freshman Chloe Humphrey represented Team USA at the World Games in Chengdu, China.
Just competing at the highest level with the best in the world, against the best in the world, is always something that I'm just really grateful to be a part of.
Sam Puzo, Kenzie Kemp, Marie McCool, those were literally my idols growing up, so now to be playing alongside them and catching and finish their passes, and it's just been such an incredible feeling, and I'm so honored to have been a part of it.
For Humphrey, it was a unique experience, stepping onto the world stage as the youngest player on the team.
They were just so welcoming, and it kind of I never felt like it was an awkward age gap at all.
The UNC connection was strong in Chengdu, especially between player and coach.
All summer we've been playing together, so it's been cool to just see that connection kind of form. Like Marie said in one of the interviews, we kind of just know where each other are on the field, and I think that just comes from our Carolina chemistry.
UNC is not just a school for national champions, but a breeding ground for pro athletes.
Everyone here, you're just surrounded by like-minded people that strive to be the best that they can be, and I think it really shapes us into the people and athletes that we are post-college. So just the preparation that goes into being the best here definitely helps us succeed at the next level as well.
From Chapel Hill to China, McCool and Humphrey are not only representing Team USA, but also carrying UNC's standards of excellence onto the world stage together. I'm Adair Martin reporting.
If that's any preview, Tar Heel fans have a lot to look forward to in the upcoming season.
Coming up later today, it's game 1 of a big weekend for UNC field hockey. The Tar Heels hit the road for a 2-game stretch at Princeton, starting with a showdown against Penn later this afternoon. But the spotlight is already shifting towards Sunday when UNC faces off against number 10 Princeton in a high-stakes top 10 battle. Princeton senior midfielder Beth Yeager led the Ivy League last season with 16 goals and racked up 43 points. Now, let's take it over to our field hockey analyst, Sophia Gray, with Gray's Game Plan to hear more about Carolina's hot start. Sophia?
Thanks, Cam. The Tar Heels wasted no time making a statement last weekend, picking up right where they left off last season, taking on 2 ranked opponents on the road. They opened with an impressive 3-0 shutout against number 10 Michigan, their first of many top 10 tests this season, following it up with a commanding 4-1 win against Iowa. Now, Carolina's attack has been relentless, posting a striking 59.1 shot on goal percentage throughout these 2 matchups. Now, offensively, the Heels are really spreading the wealth. 3 different players have already tallied 2 or more goals apiece, including reigning ACC Offensive Player of the Year, Riley Heck, her sister, Kara Heck, and senior Danny Mendez. Now, on the other end of the field, the goalies have been lights out. Freshman goalkeeper Merritt Skubish has burst onto the scene in Carolina Blue, posting an impressive 80% save rate in her first 2 collegiate games. And on the other end, veteran Katie Wimmer has been a wall in the goal, recording back-to-back shutouts to start her season strong. Now, the Tar Heels are firing on all cylinders. It's only been 2 games, but their early performance is proving why they are once again a team to watch this season. This weekend is going to be crucial. If Carolina can control the midfield and maintain their defensive discipline, they've got a real good shot at coming out on top in Princeton. Cam?
Thanks, Sophia.
The men's golf team will kick off their season at the University of Washington this weekend to compete in the Sahali Players Championship. The team will look to find a new rhythm without standout 2025 National Player of the Year David Ford. The Heels are ranked 15th in the preseason polls.
This weekend, Carolina Volleyball is serving up its home debut with the UNC Volleyball Invitational. The Heels will kick off in Chapel Hill riding a 2-match win streak, looking to keep momentum rolling against Bucknell and Oral Roberts. Tonight, Bucknell is desperate to break out of a 3-match losing streak. Their shaky serve receive and messy defense highlight weak points that UNC hitters Sophie Hampton, Haley Pierce, and Chelsea Thorpe hope to capitalize on. The trio swung double-digit kills against Coastal Carolina. And on the back line, libero Maddie May scored 10 digs against Maryland last week and will anchor the Tar Heels defense against Oral Roberts. And ahead of the UNC Volleyball Invitational, our volleyball analyst, Marilee Tu, is here to recap the season so far and what to expect with Top Pins with 2. Marilee?
Cam, UNC Volleyball has seen incredible growth in the past 2 years. And so far this season, the momentum is keeping up. So who's keeping the team strong and anchored? That is junior Sophie Hampton and VT transfer Haley Pierce. Now, to set the record straight, if I look across the net and see Sophie Hampton, I'm turning around, taking off my knee pads, and leaving because Sophie has one killer swing. Last week, she led the team with 14 kills against Maryland and 15 on Coastal Carolina. Let's take a look at her most recent performance. Here in this rotation, Sophie is at the back line. Off this hit, she delivers a nice set to the setter, winds up for her hit, gets incredible height, and also a great swing. She makes sure to open her shoulder for that full rotation. She's aiming the ball all the way down here to the service line or the backcourt, but instead hits a player in the face. So bullseye, I guess? I don't know. Does she get an extra point for that? Who knows? But also, newcomer Haley Pierce was showing what makes her a Tar Heel. Haley also swung in the double digits with 24 combined kills last week and a .525 hitting percentage. In this upcoming play, I want to focus on Haley's ball placement. Naturally, as a right side, you hit the ball towards the setter, right deep back court, or towards the middle. But what's special about Haley's play here is she hits the ball right by the attack line, which is smart because defensive players don't naturally idle there, which ends in a Coastal Carolina missed dig, and it also adds to her 13 kills of the game. Cam?
I'm looking forward to seeing if Sophie and Haley play this weekend. Thanks, Marilee.
A lot of behind-the-scenes work goes into the fun and excitement that is Carolina football. At least we hope it returns to fun and excitement. I took a deeper dive into the work of women in Carolina football.
I'm working inside of Keenan Stadium throughout the whole game and don't really get to sit in the student section or anything, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
For Gracie Brown and Heidi Geldbach, serving as recruiting assistants for Carolina football is more than just a game day role. It's a year-round passion. Now entering their second season in the position, both are eager to dive into another year of welcoming future Tar Heels to Chapel Hill. As recruiting assistants, Brown and Geldbach work to give recruits the best first impression of Carolina.
We basically tour them around the facility, meet the coaches, meet the team, just to kind of give them an understanding of what UNC football is about.
Not only are these students changing the recruiting world, but they're also finding a strong sense of community within the other women of Keenan Stadium. The women are able to connect not only through their love of the game, but also through the hard work and dedication that they bring to the table. Finding these female friendships in what can be an intimidating, typically male-dominated field motivates the girls to connect with one another and push each other to their best.
And just being around women, I feel like it kind of uplifts you and encourages you to, just do more of what you want to do.
From dreams of sports media to physical therapy and everything in between, the women of sports continue to stand out
and kick off their careers in the athletics field.
Speaking of our women's teams, we won't have a Play of the Week winner until next Friday, but we do have a celebration of the week. After scoring UNC's 4th goal of the game against Alabama in last night's game, freshman forward Bella Devi celebrates with a crazy backflip.
I don't know about you, but personally, I cannot do a backflip. But I mean, this celebration shows that girls really do run the sports at this school.
And you know what Beyonce says? Who runs the world?
Girls! That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back Monday with all the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.
Yay!